Hope all of you are doing very well. Today we will go into the 163rd episode or the 13th part of the book review on the extraordinary power of your subconscious mind. And here in this video we will be discussing about the various theories. See, different theories have been proposed by different therapists, but all lead to the same understanding. What is the same understanding? We will see at the end. Okay. And here there are different names mentioned, names of different therapists, doctors and so on. But let us not give importance to the names, because some are foreign names, all are foreign names, and it may not be easy for us to remember. But I am highlighting the year of practice also to show how ancient these things were, because the title itself, that the chapter itself shows the healing power in the ancient times. That is the method of healing using the power of subconscious mind in the ancient times. Okay, so some examples, some healings were done in 14th century, in 13th century, in 16th century. So those are all the ancient times. Okay, so I want to highlight only the years or the period and not the name. Okay, so unless otherwise you are doing some research work on this, you don't require the name of it. Anyway, however, I will just mention once. Okay, an Austrian physician, Franz Anton Mesmer, in 1734 to in 1815. From 1734 to 1815, he practiced in Paris, and he discovered that by applying magnets to the diseased body, he could cure the diseases. And sometimes in the place of magnet, he used glass pieces, metals, whatever it is. The method he used, that is the hypnotic method he used, is known as the mesmerism, hypnotism or mesmerism, because his name is Mesmer. So the method he used is called mesmerism. Mesmerism is nothing different from hypnotism. Okay, so he used the hypnotic technique to cure the patients, to cure his patients. But externally he used some objects like magnets, metals, glass pieces and so on. And in those days, but people were of the opinion that they knew that it is only by the suggestive method he used the patients got cured, not because of the metal or magnet. That much they knew. And you know, there are different types of people who work in these lines. A physician is a doctor. A therapist. A therapist is using the power of the subconscious mind of his patient to bring about some healing process. Hypnotist. A doctor who is doing hypnotism. A psychologist is different from a psychiatrist. A psychologist learns the psychology of the human mind. A psychiatrist is a doctor who is treating the mentally affected people. Okay. Then there are other categories also, like osteopath. Osteopath is a therapist who manipulates osteo means bone. So he treats the patient at the level of their skeleton and muscles. Then you have chiropracts, who is treating patients by physically manipulating their spines. You know, the spinal cord, which is inside the vertebral column. Now, from the spinal cord you have lot of spinal nerves coming out, distributing or going to all the parts of the body. Okay, so by like acupuncture. See, in acupuncture what do? There are some meridians, pressure points, isn't it? Now, you touch these pressure points, you give some pressure to this, then the corresponding organ will become all right. So, like this, lots of techniques were used to heal the people. Okay, and osteopath, then chiropractors, and then physicians, like that, and priests in churches, they all did healing, and whatever method they used, all ends up with one thing, all leads to one thing. What is that? The universal power resident in the subconscious mind. So whether they use magnet or bone or image or whatever it is, that doesn't matter. It is tapping the healing power of the subconscious mind of the patient, not the doctor, patient. Okay. In all this, it is the faith which is releasing the healing energy of the subconscious mind. The faith, blind belief or the faith. The process is the faith, and the power is the healing nature of the subconscious mind. And there are many theories put forward by different practitioners. Say like a Swiss alchemist and a physician, he was a great healer. Between the years 1493 to 1541, he did a lot of healing. And finally, he arrived at a conclusion. He said, whether the object of your faith be real or false, you will obtain the same effect. That is, you will get the desired effect. The object which you are using is immaterial, but you use an object. Because through the object only you are developing the or you are bringing out the healing power of the subconscious mind of the patient. So, whether the object of your faith be real or false, you will obtain the same effect. Believe in Peter or Peter's statue. See, you are looking at the Buddha statue and you are praying. You are thinking of Buddha, but you are praying looking at the Buddha statue. So, believe in Peter or Peter's statue, the result is the same. Okay. Then there is another Italian philosopher in the 16th century. He also approves of the previous theory. He says we can easily achieve marvelous effects between the subject and the object, between the subject and the patient. Subject or the object. Object is the bone or the cross or some small idol, whatever it is, a metal, magnet, anything. You can achieve marvelous effects between the subject and the patient. For example, if they put some bones of any skeleton in the place of a saint's bone, that will also work. So you just take a bone and you say this is the bone of Jesus Christ. It works. Okay. Then there was another professor of medicine in France. He practiced between 1910 and 1919, somewhat recent to our time. He is suggesting that he is using the suggestive method to extract the power of the subconscious mind, and he has written all his healing cases in a book, in the form of a book. The book is titled Suggestive Therapeutics, because he mainly used the suggestion method. And in page number 197, he talks about the curing of the paralysis of the tongue of a patient. Okay, so a patient comes to him saying that he is unable to talk. Then he is showing the pocket thermometer to the patient and he says, this is the new instrument, I have purchased it for doing healing, and it works wonderfully well. Okay, so just wait. As soon as I touch your tongue with this thermometer, magic is going to happen. You will talk. Like that, all paraphernalia preparations are done, and then he is touching the tongue of the patient with the pocket thermometer. He started crying joyfully, and he talked freely. Okay. Then another example where a young girl, she lost her speech for 4 weeks. For the past 4 weeks she couldn't talk. Then the doctor showed an induction apparatus, okay, which works on electricity. He said, look, this is a very modern technology. This is the latest instrument I have purchased for giving you the healing. So with one hand I will touch this machine, and in another hand, with my another hand, I will touch your throat, and all incapabilities will vanish. Like that, he prepared the mind of the patient, and then he just touched the induction apparatus with one hand. With the other hand, he touched the larynx, the throat of the girl. And she said first, A, B, A, like that. In monosyllables she started talking, and finally she started speaking distinctly, very clearly. Okay. Then one more thing. Doctor, on the back of the patient's neck, he stuck a postage stamp. And then he said, see, it looks as if you are going to develop a blister. The place looks like that. Actually, the patient developed a blister. So, even oral suggestions to the patients work. Okay, then 2 more examples by Dr. M. Boru. Okay, he took the patient to a somnambulistic condition. Somnambulistic condition means he put the patient to sleep. Not very deep sleep. Before he goes to the deep sleep, to that stage, he takes the patient and he gives suggestions. Okay, he taps at the healing power of the subconscious mind of the patient, not the doctor. Okay, so he said to the patient, see, at 4 o'clock today, you will come to my office, sit down in the armchair, cross your arms up upon your chest, and your nose will begin to bleed. Okay, this much he said to the patient when he is in the deep sleep state, almost in the deep sleep state. Then he did the same way, and several drops of blood came from the left nostril. You see? And the same physician, he traced the patient's name on both his forearms with a dull point of an instrument, not a very sharp end of the instrument, with a blunt end of the instrument. He wrote the name of the patient on both his forearms. Okay, then he took the patient to the somnambulistic state, that is almost near the deep sleep state, and he said, today at 4 o'clock, I think this doctor is very fond of 4 o'clock in the evening. He said to this patient also, today at 4 p.m. you will go to sleep and your arms will bleed on the lines I have drawn on your hands, and your names will appear on your hands in the letters of blood. Same thing happened. At 4 o'clock, he fell asleep, and his names stood out with drops of blood. Not only that, the letters were visible even after 3 months, and gradually it got fainted. Okay, so all these are examples to show how the subconscious mind has the power over the functions, sensations and conditions of our body. So the subconscious mind, which can control the vital functions and sensations of our body, also has the power to set right the malfunctions.